Hey there, traders. This is Sam. Welcome back to another E-mini Futures market recap for Wednesday, December 18, 2024. It's almost 10:30 p.m. right now. The market closed hours ago. They did the thing we've been saying would probably happen today. The FOMC news pulled the rug and the SPY fell a lot. This is our sign that lower prices are probably coming. So we'll dig into the details. First, here's the email from this morning with the levels for the day. It was sent out at 7:22 a.m. I said that when the FOMC news comes out, price will get pushed to where it needs to be, either up to new highs or more likely breaking the low of the consolidation that they're in under that lower trend line, which I'll show you in a minute in the screenshot. Not only did they break the low right after that announcement at 2 p.m., they kept falling about 200 S&P points after that FOMC. So here is what the chart looked like at 7:19 a.m. this morning. The range from high to low today in the SPY was more like 240 points. And this is why I don't trade after 1 p.m. on days like this. But sticking to a set of rules, what would your trades have looked like today? Let's check it out. The first trade was a short at 6:04.18. Let's go ahead and bring this down to show you. That got out of the money and would have been reversed at 9.5 points out of the money, and you would have had a base hit or more on the reversal. Not a great way to start the day, but reversing and staying in a long position, even past this next level, would have given you a decent number of points. But how would you have known to ignore this level at 6:05.48? That's because after adjusting it to 6:05.43, that's 5 cents toward price, you would have had a pretty classic near miss. They came within 1 penny from triggering the trade. You see the high is 6:05.42, triggering a short trade. They pulled back enough to satisfy a base hit. So you're not going to trust this level if they come back up into it again, which they did. Either you're out of that reversal at a base hit or slightly more, or you hold on because of this clue of the near miss here, and you ride the long position higher. It had the potential to go all the way up to the next level at 6:06.50 or close to it. But anyway, we're just going to count a base hit of 4 points to keep everything consistent for our tracking log. Now you have the opportunity to trade this same level, but now on the long side when they came back down into it over here. That trade would have given you base hit. It was 6:05.53. We're moving the level 5 cents toward price as it comes down. It would have given you a base hit after withstanding a little red when they got under your entry point for a while, but there was no cause for alarm while this trade was out of the money because no rules were broken. And this is not surprising either. The market goes to sleep and is very slow before the FOMC announcements on days like this, or you have potentials that there's going to be some whipsaw or some larger price moves. And these were relatively large price moves before the FOMC at 2 o'clock. And now it's 1 o'clock, 1 hour before the FOMC announcement. And that's when I stopped trading on these days. It's one of the rules. Now, you could buy a lottery ticket and take a gamble, but it could be an expensive gamble if the trade goes against you. I'm talking about speculating what's going to happen at 2 o'clock. They were right in the middle at this point, around 2 o'clock of the top of the range and the lower part of the range. Those are the blue trend lines. They're right in the middle of this at this level. Obviously, it was important. They were hanging around this for quite a while up until 2 o'clock. If you understood that the SPY had a lot of room to fall and they were at a place where a decision needed to be made, and you happen to go short instead of long, they were more likely to go down because of how extended they were. I've been saying this. And you went short right before 2 p.m., you could have done quite well for yourself. There's no guarantee that they wouldn't have whipsawed around a little bit and kicked you out of the trade, but being short after 2 p.m. would have worked no matter what you did, really. I'm curious if anyone watching this right now wants to comment on any of their trades today. Did you go short and hold on for like 100 points or more? That would have been a nice day. I missed all this, by the way. It was after 6:30 p.m. when I first pulled up the market since this morning. I was kind of surprised how far they fell. They got well below ES 6111. Remember that level that we talked about the other day? And they have plenty of more room to fall, by the way. So just go look at the monthly chart of the SPY and tell me what you think is possible. So there we go. A few trades, some points lost, some points gained. A big short opportunity if you were willing to buy a lottery ticket. Here's the daily chart. So what's interesting is where they stopped happens to be right at the top of what I would call a zone. I'll run some more numbers for tomorrow morning, but just looking at this at a glance, right here, call it like 586. Yeah, 586 even down to maybe 584. Yeah, that $2 spread right here is probably a pretty good zone. In fact, why don't we go to maybe an hourly chart and turn on the extended hours trading so we can see what they're doing since. There we go. So there's the low we just talked about. We're right above it. So they're starting to reverse in the post market here. We'll see what happens. But So back on the daily chart, that's kind of where they're at. And I'll find some more numbers tomorrow. There'll be a lot of areas. I mean, like here's a gap here. And by the way, I'm pretty sure, I think this kind of what I would call a breakout area probably coincides with a retracement from this move, maybe like the 25%. We can just look at that right now, like from this move here up to the top. Yeah, that's right, exactly at the 25% there. You know, there's a lot going on. So no trades for me. And by the way, I'll just mention now that I'm going to be out of the country. I'll be in Norway for about 3 weeks. And there's just a lot going on to wrap up things before the end of the year at the office. So wasn't planning on trading anything this week. And the next week, Christmas holiday, everything else. So, and I'm gone the whole time. I need to make a decision on what I'm going to do in terms of these videos while I'm gone. I'll talk more about that later. But anyway, I won't be back till the middle of January. This is the tracking log for the trades today. You can read the notes here. A 9.5 point fumble based on the reversal and a base on the recycle of the other trade. On the other side of that first level, you can read how that worked. I already showed you. So ended the day underwater a little bit. And by the way, I mentioned about the being out of town because I'm not even showing you the Sam's trades because I'm not taking trades, not planning to take trades at all this week or next week or the week following. This is just the playing by the rules log, treating each level the same based on the rules of the strategy that I use. So that's what I have for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. And again, if you made some money today by being short or anything for that matter, but especially being short, something kind of impressive, like, I don't know, impressive to me is 50 points or more in one trade, then let me know. That'd be kind of cool if you would share that success story. I would appreciate getting some feedback. I'll have levels tomorrow morning, a new game plan. Things could get interesting. I'll talk to you in the next recap video. Have a great rest of your day.